Testing one, two. Yeah, Rob's mic.
That's a shame, Ruben, man. You should treat me like that, bro.
Yep, yep.
Like I'm the rented stepchild over here. Who's that guy over there? That's just the rented stepchild. He's all right. Just let him go on just being by himself over in the corner. It's
We
me
live.
live. I think we are live, Reverend.
All right. What's up, good peoples? Welcome to Urban Economics and Development. Welcome to Hamilton Radio on the net, Hamilton Radio on your app, Channel 2. I'm your host, Andre Williams. We have an exciting show for you today. It's called The Art of Doing Business. There is an art to it. There is an art form that we all must learn. And we use it every single day, but there's a art to be successful in doing business. So we're going to touch on that. We got brother Maestro himself, Mr. Robert Ruffus of the Robert
Where
Ruffus
you at?
Experience.
Where's Maestro?
Maestro.
Come on out here. Where
That's
you
you,
at?
Doc.
I'm just a willing servant. That's all I do. I just play my bass. That's it.
Hey, man, you mastered it, brother.
Not yet.
Yeah, you mastering
I'm
it.
trying it, Doc. I'm trying.
You past trying, Doc. Yeah, you way past trying, brother.
I'm trying, bro. I'm gonna start off with this song from our brother Byron in California.
All right, brother
He
Byron Ravenel.
sent me this for my shows to open up.
Awesome.
And I never did this one
No?
on the show yet, so I'm gonna try this out. So,
Okay.
here we go. Oh, it's just Ruben. Okay, thanks, Ruben. Appreciate it. The master producer Ruben on the 1-2s.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I don't see the. Oh no!
What happened?
I went to the. Sorry, to the wrong. Sorry, everyone. It's not on my phone. Ruben?
Excellent.
Oh yeah, I'm ready. Thank you.
Good, man. That was
SB,
excellent.
man. He sent that to me, man. I asked him. I said, just send me something that send me something from the kingdom.
Yeah, man.
And he was like, he sent that to me. I was like, wow.
Yeah, that's phenomenal,
You hit it.
man.
You hit it on the nail.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
one, man.
Straight from the kingdom.
Yeah, that's Byron, Doc.
Yeah, yeah. Awesome production, man.
Yeah,
awesome
he's-
production. So, man, how was your weekend, brother?
Man, phenomenal, brother.
Awesome.
I can't never complain.
Yeah.
Never complain. Good word. Good.
Yeah.
I got a good word from the church I attend,
Mm-hmm.
and it was powerful. It was like empowering, very empowering, and that's why I go
Right.
to get empowered,
Get the word,
to
man.
get the word empowered, so I can come out here and do what I got to do, and
Yeah, man.
just make sure that everyone is empowering, kingdom
Right.
mindset. So
Yeah. Yeah, there's an art to it, man.
Yeah.
And I guess, first of all, let's welcome everybody to the show. Thank you guys for tuning in again to Hamilton Radio on the net, and also on the app, Channel 2. We definitely appreciate you guys for
William Robinson.
for your attention. Appreciate it. And on Facebook Live, I ain't even gonna read his comment. On Facebook Live, man,
brother.
Yeah, we thank you guys for tuning in to Urban Economics and Development. Today's podcast, we're going to talk about the art of doing business. There's an art to it. There's an art to living out your purpose once you find out what it is. There's an art to networking and establishing your business on a level to where, one, you can stay in business. Most people don't start a business to fail. We start a business to kind of, it's an extension of ourselves that we want to push to the world. And, there's an art to it. You know what I mean? A lot of times we get involved and we get information that isn't correct. And, we tend to fall off course because we don't know the proper way of doing business, longevity, you know what I mean? Because sometimes we haven't seen it before, we haven't witnessed it before, we kind of just ride off that passion. But what happens when that passion die? Because it do level out at some point. In the beginning, everybody's excited about jumping into business and, oh man, I got the greatest idea in the world, and oh, this is going to work, and this and that, and
when the weather hits,
6 months later, it's like, yo, what happened? I thought you was excited.
when the weather hits,
You know what I mean? And they on to something new because, they haven't been taught,
consistency, right?
how to be consistent and how to be persistent. There's an art to it. Not only, just one, establishing your business as a legal entity. That's something that's very important, getting your business registered with the state that you live in. Getting your tax identification number is extremely important. That's one of the first things that I did starting my business is I registered the business with the state of New Jersey, got my tax identification number, and then I went on to get a DUNS number. And then depending on the programs that you're going to be involved in or whoever's, you're looking to fund your business, you need other numbers and codes to be attached to your business so that you can legally stay in business. In the food industry, there are certain licenses and stuff that you need to attach to your business. And, I suggest you start researching those industries first to make sure that you're, doing it legally, you know what I mean? And once you're able to do that, it kind of sets the tone for the next 5 to 10 years. I always try to come up with a plan for each of the businesses that I established. And, sometimes you'll run into people that your vision is actually going to help them follow their vision. It's almost like their vision attaches to your vision. So say if, you're going into the restaurant industry, since we're talking about that, maybe because I'm hungry.
Well, that could be a good reason.
Yeah, I just jumped on food, you know what I mean? But you're going into the restaurant industry. Now, of course, you're going to need more than just yourself to establish this business. Maybe in the beginning you think that you can do everything, but, to be honest, you can't. You know what I mean? And if you do, you're going to burn out quickly. So you want to avoid trying to do everything on your own. You want to establish some kind of team, even if it's just hiring someone to do your books, to order your supplies, to do your bookkeeping, to do your accounting. I always try to look at a business as I don't want to try to reinvent the wheel, so I will outsource things that I'm not great at, right? So the restaurant industry, you want to get with vendors that supply equipment, right? So you want to build relationships with them. You want to establish business credit with them. You don't want to just go in. People always think that you have to fund your business out of your pocket, but if you write it down and create the vision on paper and start pulling in the industries that you're going to need to sustain your business long term, you'll have a better chance at being successful and actually lasting, through your 10-year, 15, 20-year vision. So first thing first is you want to come up with your business name. You want to get your tax ID number. You want to find you someone that can, help you do the accounting part of it. And you start writing this information down. This is before you even find a building. You want to establish it on paper and start writing out the different things that you see your business doing. If it's catering, you want to write that down into your vision on your vision board. If it's fundraisers, you want to write that down on your vision board as well for your actual business plan. If it's teaching, or providing different cuisines or whatever. Some people do just,
You still on the food, huh?
Yeah, I'm still on the food side. Yeah, I'm just trying to get them to, understand how you establish this business, you know what I mean, so that it'll last.
Right.
So it's more intel than most people think, you know what I mean? They think you can just, because you cook well, you go out here and I'm good.
I'm going to be good. No.
Yeah, but what happens when
staff?
You know what I mean? Like you want to hire someone that has a passion for cooking.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or a degree in culinary arts. You know what I mean? Because at some point, you're going to want to come out of the kitchen so that you can grow your business. Like, you can't be the cook and the cashier. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You can't be the cook and the bookkeeper and the cleaning person. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta. Which one is going to be your forte that you master and that you
and the host.
Put your energy in? And
you hosting too.
Yeah. You can't do it all. You gotta build your team.
Coming out with an apron on and
food
on your
and
hands.
Taking the money. You know what I mean? And you want more sauce? Okay, nah. Come on. You know what I mean? Build your team.
Right.
Put a solid game plan together.
Solid, yeah.
And have a vision out that lasts longer than 2 to 3 years. You know what I mean?
Right.
So those things are important when you're getting into that industry. Research whatever the industry in that you're going in. Research it. That so you can stay in business.
What do you think? Some of our businesses why
they fell?
Yeah, like what do you think some of the problems usually are?
Well, a lot of times it's finances because your money runs
capital.
out. If you have a vision for your business and you think just because you have $5,000 to $10,000 that this is going to blow up.
It'll blow up, huh?
Because I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna flip this money and I'm gonna turn it over a few times, and that sounds good, you know what I mean? And it'll ride with your passion for a little while, but what if when you open up, you don't make $5,000 or $10,000 that first month, and you spent $5,000 or $10,000 that first month? You know what I mean? What happens then? You know what I mean? So most businesses fail because they fail to plan, right?
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
So they say if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail.
Fail. Okay.
And that's when I say it's extremely
True.
It is true.
So the infrastructure has to be super tight.
It has to be tight, only because you want to collect all the data that you can about that industry.
Right.
And that'll help you avoid pitfalls. And then when you bring professionals in that are professionals in those areas that you are not, that can help you avoid pitfalls too.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
When Les Brown says on his, he's like, just go before you just get up, go, but he also says you got to do your research, right?
Well, when he's saying go, that means change your mindset.
Change your mindset, right? Okay.
They're saying get out of the mindset of do nothingness. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we could talk about our dreams forever, but he's saying go.
Right. Right.
Do the easiest thing first. Get your
plan out.
business registered. You know what I mean? Put it on paper. So now it exists on paper. If you got, whatever your business is going to be, you know what I mean?
Right.
Seeing it on paper helps. You know what I mean? And then once you're seeing it on paper, as you plan it out, now you start adding color to it. You know what I mean?
Billy Robertson said we don't support our own, but.
Well, it's not even that. The business owner himself don't support himself if he doesn't prepare properly.
Right.
So it's not about just looking at one person to support your business.
Right.
It's an infrastructure.
So
an infrastructure, it starts off with almost like a pyramid.
Right.
Right? So if that top isn't
but it's a foundation
together,
first?
Well, the reason I'm saying that the top is because the top is the foundation.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
So when I mean as the top, I mean the person that's in charge of the vision. It's coming out of their head.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
So when that person that's creating that business, it comes out of their head, they're putting it down on paper, they're creating the foundation by writing what's inside of their mind and inside of their heart onto paper. That creates the foundation.
That's the foundation.
So that's your blueprint to start off of. People think just because you got the doors open that no. It starts way before then.
Yeah.
Most businesses I started, they started on paper. They started in my head. I took it out of my head, wrote it on paper so that other people can see the vision when I wanted to share it. And then when I started hiring people and bringing people in and finding out who pays in this industry, I had to make sure that I met their requirements. Right? So it's almost like a supply and demand.
Right.
I wouldn't start a business that there's no demand for.
Right.
Because you're not going to get supported.
Right.
But if it's a business that there's a demand for, and sometimes your passion and your dream reflects that. That's why it's a pull. That's why it's always coming, and trying to get out of you. So you have to put yourself in a position to where you're in tune. And if you're in tune, you know what the universe is asking for. You know what your customers are asking for. Like you wouldn't sell pizza in an area, you know what I mean? And people say, I just want to eat meat all day.
Right.
You know what I mean? Unless you're going to add some some meat to your pizza. You know what I'm saying? So
pancake.
Right. You research that area.
That's right.
And you supply what they're asking for.
Dope.
You know?
Dope.
So creating that foundation, creating that will draw people to you. They say if you build it, they will come.
That's right.
That's biblical.
Part of the infrastructure.
You understand
Right.
what I'm saying? So, but building it is the infrastructure. What do I write on paper? Let me create the business. Let me get the tax ID number. Let me learn how to build business credit.
Right.
Before I even open my doors.
Right.
How about that? Like we have to learn different things. You can't just
throw out this.
just you got $20. You just go spend it. Oh, I'm gonna go buy everything. No. Register your business.
Right.
Get your tax ID number. Once you get that, now let's learn business credit. Let's bring somebody in that can educate me on business credit so that I don't deplete all of my money.
That's big.
Running off of a passion.
That's big, bro.
Without no blueprint. Let me now you bring somebody in that can teach you business credit.
Right.
And guess what? They teach you without a personal guarantee.
Right.
If you're doing it the right way. You know what I mean? And don't do it like I did it. see, I did it a little different. The only reason I did it different was because I knew what my hands were capable of doing. Right. So when I started with real estate, I knew what I could build.
Right.
So my mindset was, I'm gonna build this joker no matter what.
Right.
So I didn't have to have, my credit was my hands.
Right.
And my thoughts. And then I went off the experience of course, my father and older men around me.
Right.
And if, we had the right tools, they always taught me we could build anything that we want with the right tools.
The right tools. So
my infrastructure came from old men. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I didn't go in just winging it like, oh, yeah, I'm here. I'm going to just...
Let me see how this works.
No.
This don't work? Okay, let me try this.
They had to teach me plumbing. They had to teach me electrical. They had to teach me roofing. They had to teach me masonry. And I had to listen.
Yeah.
That way, when I presented it to the public and I said, hey, I'm going to come flip this house, I ain't just going there like, okay, I need to find somebody that can do the work. No, I went in with an infrastructure built off of old, wise men.
That's great.
And their 50, 40, 30-year experience of doing what I wanted to do.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Great. So I kind of did it a little different. I did it the old school way.
Right.
I may have not had the credentials to own daycares and preschools, but I learned the industry the old school way. And I got involved with 100-year-old entities and the Board of Education and child care. These people got 50, 40, 100 years, you know what I mean? So I jumped in with the big dogs. Let me learn from y'all.
Right. And that's big, bro. And like we that generational gap where we some kids, not kids, but some young adults don't like to listen to that.
To the older people
because I guess they, I don't know. As a lot of us, our generation, I thought we did because we're doing a lot of stuff that
we were taught.
We were taught, yeah. Right. There's a lot of stuff that I learned, and I was like, I'm taking this. Yes. This is amazing. This is great.
One, you value their opinion.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And certain things. It was certain things that we just. I didn't listen, you know what I mean? Yeah. But certain things, I listened. Because I wanted to do well and I knew they meant well.
Right.
So I would talk to a bum. If I knew that joker was a master mason, I don't care what condition you were in. If you were a master plumber, I'm sitting down talking to you.
Yep, taking the notes.
Pour into me. Teach me what you know so that I can do better. Right. And that's something that, I urge, every business or entrepreneur or person that think you want to do business, research the industry.
Research it, yeah.
There's an art to it.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, I didn't stumble on it. I didn't, make a mistake and just happen to. No, all of this was predestined. We were talking about that earlier before we came on live.
Yeah.
Some of our children are doing things that we aspired to do when we were younger, and we touched on it. You know what I mean? And but then somehow it fell onto our children, and they took it to another level. You know what I mean? We were talking about kids coming from art camp and just nurturing her gift.
Right.
When I was young,
You
of
were
course, in
drawing.
second and third grade, first
Yeah.
grade, I wanted to draw every superhero I
Yeah.
seen on TV. Mighty Mouse,
Everything.
the Marvels, I wanted to draw them all. We
I
went
was
to
like,
plays.
man, Dre,
Yeah, we went
yeah.
to plays. I would come back from the plays and draw the
Drawing.
Nutcracker
Yep.
dancers
Yeah,
and
you
all
sure
that.
did. You sure did.
And
Sure
to this
did.
day, my third grade teacher still clown me about it.
Yeah, Miss
about
Dresser, yeah.
Be like, why you draw their private parts so well? I don't know. I'm 7 and 8 years old. I'm detail oriented. She got on a tight dress and it was a crack. You know what I mean? I wanted to put that on my picture. She's a dancer. He's a dancer. You know what I mean?
This dress is too much.
So I wanted to put that on there. I was detailed. But here we are,
Right.
40 years later, my
Yeah.
daughter is
She's
in art
amazing,
camp, and this
amazing.
is what she does. Not only that, you have musicians in your
Oh,
blood.
yeah,
You
yeah.
picked up the drums first.
First drum.
Most
now.
people don't know that
Yeah.
you started with the
Started
drums.
with the drums, yeah.
Now, here you are, later on.
Yeah, I'm playing with my son.
Your son, he's killing the drums.
And
That's
we
his
was-
love.
Last night we was with Dr. Brian Williams for his birthday, and
Oh, man. Happy
he
birthday,
got-
Brian.
He got so much knowledge from one of my buddies played for Ariana Grande.
Wow.
And he was on tour in Philly, but he came in
Mm-hmm.
and was hanging out with Brian, and because Brian, we all grew up together
Right.
in the church area, but also the gospel music workshop. So
Yeah.
he came through, and Gerald Hayward, he played for Mary J, Chris
Yeah.
Brown.
Yeah.
He was there giving knowledge, and we
Wow.
had another brother Phil, and
Yeah.
just giving my son so much knowledge. He was just loving it. I was like,
You couldn't even pay for
I couldn't
that.
pay for that. That
These
right
guys
there,
doing
That
what
right
he
there?
aspires to do.
that right there
older
would have been
men,
$1,000.
older men
yeah.
passing down knowledge
Yo, man,
to a
he
young,
loved it.
hungry,
He hungry,
and he's soaking it in
he's
because
soaking it in.
he's seen these guys
Yeah.
on TV,
TV and-
on tours.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
heard their names
Yeah.
growing up,
Yeah.
and now he get a chance
Video.
to meet them and sit down with them and learn from them.
That was like $1,000 I had to pay.
That was more than that.
It's probably
You
100,000.
will never meet somebody that just
Yeah.
randomly plays with
Plays
Chris
for
Brown and
Chris
goes
Brown,
on tour.
yeah, that
and,
be a
and
tour.
Mary J.
Yeah,
Blige. and
he told us.
Come on.
Beyonce too. He was with Beyonce.
Come on, Doc. You know what I mean?
Gerald was with Beyonce. He told me the story. I can't tell the story,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
how they got the girl band. But that's a
Right.
whole nother story.
Right.
But yeah, he Gerald gave us so much knowledge that it was just like. I was just like, I was just looking at him like, you listening, and like, and
was
he's
soaking it in,
He was
man.
soaking it in, man, and
Yeah.
he loved it. He loved it,
Yeah.
and I just that's
Well,
God.
it's in
you
his
know?
blood, man.
Yeah, well,
You know what I mean? It's in his blood. That's all we can say. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, but like we said,
yeah.
it's powerful.
Mm-hmm.
But what Billy said
Go ahead.
on the post that he just put up, we don't support our own. I think that's with infrastructure. I think because if our business and we come and support you, and the infrastructure is terrible,
Right.
why would we? Why? You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
how?
I think too. People can only do what they're taught. So if we go back to the basics, right?
Right.
One, we have something within us that makes us want to do better.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But then if you're taught not to do those things that will make you better and how to cut corners and how to, get over and this and that, it builds a trust issue. Right? For the longest time, I wouldn't tell people some of the businesses that I own because I was like, all right, these jokers might try to be like crabs. And,
Right. Yeah. They come in every day.
I knew who I was, and I
Right.
knew what God was doing, and He was allowing my dreams to come into fruition. But I had to listen to other people, and once I got past that 15-year mark, they were like, "Dre, like, come on now, stop it. You could tell
people now, right?
You could talk about real estate. Won't you write a book about it?
Right.
You know what I mean? You could
Right.
talk about businesses and the daycares and the nonprofit. Like you've been doing this stuff for over 15, almost 20 years with some
Yeah.
of your business.
Yeah.
So I learned that once you're in your lane and you're in your purpose, nothing can really stop you from being good in that industry.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I mean, now some people have multiple industries that they tap into, but some people have that one that you're just going to be excellent at no matter what. But you still have to learn.
Keep
Like
it.
I never stopped learning.
Right. Right. Okay.
I don't care if I've been in the business for 22, 23 years.
Right.
I'm still learning.
Right.
And I'm still willing to learn from other people.
Okay.
And when I take that information, I know I could, what they call it, eat the meat and spit out the
Spit out the
bones.
bones,
You
okay.
take what you need from it.
Right.
You apply it to what, applies
You
to your
address it.
industry or your business. And what doesn't, you don't need it.
Right.
But the industry itself isn't going to change because you jumped in it.
Right. Right.
You have to change to be in that industry.
Okay.
So no matter what industry it is, you have to kind of conform to what works in that industry. You can't just come in this industry and reinvent the wheel. There's no reason to do that.
Right.
The basic blueprint is there for you to be successful.
Right.
And there's so many blueprints that you can follow in any industry most of the time where you can be successful if
Right.
you do what the successful people in that industry did.
Great.
Right?
Yeah.
But if you shy away from doing what those successful people did and was like, yo, I'm gonna do it my own way,
I
and
don't
I'm gonna
care. Yeah. That's
Listen,
how you get the. That's how you get the.
That's how you get to the point to where you complain about people not supporting.
Yep. Okay. All right. I
Because
just wanted to
if-
get that out there so that people can hear this.
Yeah. It's
Because
all
we-
about being honest.
And I like being honest, true.
Mm-hmm.
And then I like to support, but like you said, if you're not learning what can
Mm-hmm.
make this me want to spend my hard-earned money at your business, and you just think that I'm just just being funny, not support you, that's how you lose out. You gotta,
Well,
like you said,
it has to be an industry that's for you though.
right.
Because if you don't, if the industry isn't for you, like I wouldn't expect for you to go start, being a florist.
Nah, I'm good.
Because I'm not gonna buy flowers for Robert. I ain't never seen you plant. You know what I mean? I ain't never seen
Like
you
here,
come-
Dre, here's a try this flower, this what?
Now, if you came up with some type of dancing flower that got your music playing in the background, now that's different. I'd be like, oh, that's original music. Rob, he partnered with somebody that and that flower showing up catching his grooves on point. That's different. But you come in talking about Dre, yo,
I
I'm
just
going in.
start this flower company, bro.
Doc, you ain't even saw the garden yet. Let me see a flower pot first. Bring a flower pot
I could do it, Dre. I could do it.
to
I'm
the
telling
next
you,
podcast or something.
I could do it, Doc. I could do it.
Show me that you
I
you
could do it.
You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. If the industry don't fit you, you can't just jump in that industry
Yeah.
and be like, I'm
Right,
here.
right.
Like, no.
Nah.
Get into something that you're going to be passionate about.
That's good.
Because when the money isn't flowing the way that you want it to flow, your passion will carry you. But it's only going to carry you but so far, because now you gotta rely on your knowledge of that industry and the knowledge of other people that's in that industry.
Yeah.
And that's what helped people stay in business for 20, 30 years.
Wow.
There is an art to it. It's not just, I want to do it. I'm excited. I get calls all the time and people like, Dre, yo, I want to. You want to do what? You want to do what, Doc?
I got this idea, Dre. I know I can. I know you can help me out with this, but
Like,
yeah,
Doc,
nah, bro.
Did you even
Did you hear what you just said?
Did you even write down what you said? Did you even read something that you write it down first? At least text it to me. Email it to me or something, Doc. Don't just get in my ear and be like, oh man, Dre, yo, I just, I think we can do it. Nah.
Sit down somewhere, brother. Sorry, my brother. Not today.
Nah. But, if it's something that, you're known for, like when people think of me, you know what I mean? And I've reinvented myself several times over the years because of my passions, you know what I mean? I love music, you know what I mean? So I used to, have the singing group and the bands and all that.
We in the studio. We was in the studio for like
man,
days.
yeah,
It was
recording
fun.
albums,
Recording the
writing
album.
songs.
Yeah.
But that's something that we were always
Right.
passionate about. I didn't jump into something that I wasn't
Nah.
I didn't have a love for because it wasn't paying
Right.
in the beginning.
Right. Yeah.
When I was in this, when we just in there, Doc,
Right,
trying
we
to
just
get
in
an
there.
album
Yeah,
done. We
yeah.
like, look, we have this record company behind us.
Yeah.
They giving us free studio
free
time.
studio
We can
time.
write what we
Yeah.
want. We can engineer and do this
Yeah.
and do that. And
Let's
it taught
go.
us business. The first
Yeah.
thing they were saying was get your publisher.
Yes. Yeah.
Start, and I learned this when I was 20.
Right. Yeah.
Get your publishing company.
Yeah. He said, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you're a songwriter. You're the main songwriter. You need to make sure that you get publishing. So I had to start doing what they said. These was old dudes. Like,
Man,
they could have been
They could have just
the
been
tricksters,
shady.
the tricksters when they're like, yo, I'm going to take all the publishing.
Yeah.
It was like, no,
Nah,
you writing
get your
these
stuff.
songs. This is coming out of you. We ain't even been in the studio. We come back and you got 5 and 6 songs done.
Yeah.
Me and Byron used to spend the night in the studio.
I know, bro. I know.
Coming back and this is the next day.
Next day.
Like, what happened to the time? You know what I mean? But that's because of the passion and the love for something that we were getting into, and it, it was coming out of us, as well as we were pouring into one another and learning from these older people.
And that producer loved you, man. He was like, you know what?
Yeah.
Byron told me, he said, you know what, you guys, I'm just going to go with Andre. Because the rest of you guys, y'all need artist development. And I was like, oh, I never heard that before, but it was, he's like, you guys are ripe for artist development.
Right.
And you was just,
I was just there.
He was just, he
because
loved
of
you,
my
man.
love.
Yeah.
But he can only give back to me.
Right.
You know what I mean? What I was reciprocating. You know what I mean? So
He's
if
seen
I
your
was
hard
putting it
work.
out
He's
there,
seen the hard work,
now come
man.
here.
He's
He
seen
say
the
go
hard
write
work.
5 songs. I came back with 10 songs.
Yeah.
He say come up with ideas. I was doing songs, beatboxing and putting the music. So Byron, when he came, he was just like, yo, I could play what you playing. You already giving me the bass line. You giving me the drums. But that was the passion. You know what I mean? So anyway, people that know me now don't know me for the music. They know me for
real estate.
And
that was from that.
That was exactly because it was always something that even when we were doing music, I wanted to come back and still do real estate. That was always going to be a part of, because it was in me, man.
Right.
You know, it was in me, man. You know, when we was coming up, when my dad was doing it before I was even born, it was just something that passed through and hit me. And it was like, Doc.
Testimony.
Yeah.
Can't say that on air, but the testimony.
Yeah, I received it. You know what I mean? So anyway, there's an art to doing business and information and surrounding yourself with people in those industries.
Yeah, that's big.
Don't jump into an industry if you haven't researched it, because you could hurt yourself and you could really lose your shirt. And, you don't want to do that, man.
I'm open up a barbershop. Like, what?
Like, you ain't
You
even
cut hair? No, but I could do it, though. I'm telling you, bro, it's not hard. Like,
right.
Okay, man. All right.
Now, the funny thing about jumping into business is that you may not necessarily be good at. I like to look at franchises because it's a proven blueprint.
Yeah.
Right? So just like I was saying earlier, when you tap into a blueprint of the older gentleman that you're learning from, it's the same exact concept when you're buying franchises. Right?
Wow.
So say if we went out and we invested in a Dunkin' Donuts, which is not hard to do.
Right.
You can get one for maybe $200,000 to $300,000.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's not hard to do when you got business credit.
Right.
You want to buy a McDonald's, you might be spending closer to $700,000-800,000, something like that. But even still, that's not hard to do if you have established business credit, right? So now let's start thinking outside the box, right? If you want to fund your business, do business credit, but tap into other industries as well that have been proven. Right? So now if you're able to tap into one of these franchises that's making millions a year, now you can fund your dreams and fund your visions. You know what I mean? Because you have income that's coming in regardless of how well your business do. You still have this McDonald's blueprint, this Dunkin' Donuts blueprint, this Wendy's blueprint, this Rita's Icy's blueprint. Like, I got boys that own different franchises and we're going in the direction to own bigger franchises.
Right.
But they kick the door down to these industries.
Nice.
That's why it's easy for us to talk about now, because it's realistic. Before, we couldn't have these conversations because we didn't know anybody that owned a franchise. We just thought this was like, far-fetched, something that we, couldn't do. But now, no, we're doing it already.
Awesome.
You know what I mean? I don't know how many Shaq and Shaquille,
I was going to say Shaq.
Magic Johnson. These dudes
and,
got hundreds.
Rick Ross.
Hundreds of franchises.
Hundreds of franchises, man.
Right? Their money's never going to end. So whether they they're never going to dribble the ball again, but their money won't end.
Shaq about to. They heard Shaq was trying to buy Reebok,
He can do it.
and
He has the
put his
resources.
shoes in. Yeah, because he got a building in Newark. He's gonna have his name on a building in Newark.
Yep.
Um,
They came here. Magic Johnson came here to do business here.
Yeah.
Even TD Jakes came here to do business. People don't know it. You know what I
Wow,
mean?
okay.
But these guys are investing in areas that usually they wouldn't be able to even touch. I was listening to Tyler Perry, a speech that he gave. I believe it was at the BET Awards. I was watching it this morning, just a preview of it on my phone. And he revolutionized the industry that he's in because he worked hard.
Oh my gosh.
I'm talking about hundreds and hundreds of plays a year to put himself in a position to be able to own,
A movie studio.
now people come to him in Atlanta.
He is that's the movie mecca now.
Right, it's the movie. So it went from him trying to get in with the Good Old Boys Network in Hollywood to him actually bringing them to him now. They're asking, can they use his studio and all that? So
Is that Liongate? That's his.
that is.
Is that his?
I know it's TLS.
Oh, TLS. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was Liongate.
No, TPS, Tyler Perry Studios.
Okay.
Now, I think that's one of his partners, Liongate, for sure, is one of his partners.
I see that. And I was like, okay.
His is TPS, Tyler Perry Studios.
Awesome. Now, that's powerful.
Yeah, the crazy thing is he said that where he has his building it used to be a Confederate.
Wow.
Yeah, Doc, it was the Army base. Confederate Army base in Atlanta. It was in one of the poorest neighborhoods in Atlanta. And they conspired as he said, they conspired to keep a lot of black people out. And how can they, At that time they were trying to dominate or keep them in slavery, basically 3.9 million black people at the time.
Right.
And now all these acres of land is owned by one person. Like I thought that was so powerful when he said that.
Dr. King.
And the jobs that he's creating and the people that he's kept working. And that's how, when you think about visions tying into other people's visions, this is how it works.
Right.
Because he followed his dream. Look at Taraji. Look at Idris. Look
Yes.
at, Viola. Look at, so many other.
They would have never,
I mean, that were able to keep working
Yes.
because this man followed his dreams. But it all started with plays.
Living in his
simple
car.
productions. Trying to get a play off the ground.
living in his car.
And still in 2019, he's still doing plays. And the movies, he's got tons and tons of movies.
And the residuals of the movies.
Oh my God, it'll never end.
But he lived in his car.
He lived in his car trying to get his dream off the ground.
And that was you were saying earlier about how when your passion still goes out, like the storm hit the storm, because he said it was sometimes where nobody in the audience, he's still doing the play.
Like it was 100.
Like it was 100
people in there.
Yep.
Not even one, he said. Yeah, it was deep, man. But to see where he has come over the last 30 plus years with his productions is phenomenal.
Phenomenal, yeah.
But he tapped into an industry. You know what I mean? And he mastered it.
And he persisted.
Yeah.
Persisted.
And he never stopped.
Never stopped.
You know what I mean? So when you have a dream or a passion, you know what I mean, that you can learn
Right.
as you go along, he's still learning.
Yeah, he's still learning.
He didn't have this knowledge that he has now 30, 40 years ago when he just had the drive to do plays.
Right.
He ain't know nothing about movie sets. He ain't own no land. You know what I mean? He was living out of a car. You know what I mean? So for him to be where he is now, because he listened. When people told him to move and do this and do that, he listened. When they told him don't give up, he listened. You know what I mean?
Testimony. That's a major
man.
testimony.
It is. But we're able to do the same exact thing in our industries.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And some of us have several industries that's going to attach other people to our visions.
Right.
Like what we're doing even now. You know what I mean? On this talk show. This is something that we talked about years ago.
Did. Yeah.
And, here we are, man. Blessing people, feeding people, giving people information, giving people exposure.
Right.
Which brings me, if you have a business that you would like to, get some exposure, you know what I mean? And it's an awesome business that you have, come on, give me a call, you know what I mean? send me a text, inbox me, let me know, and I'll help you push your vision. I'll help you, if it's positive and it's going to bless a lot of people. Definitely get in touch with us. If you're an aspiring artist that would like to get on some of our shows, we have something coming up in July. I know you got a couple things coming up, but when is the next production that you're doing?
Yeah, July 13th is the production I'm putting on at the View Lounge again. It's the I Got Soul. Oh man, this is gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be phenomenal.
This is gonna be crazy.
You got some singers in the house.
Ooh, boy. I have some singers before.
But this one.
Now these singers.
This is that.
This is about to get you.
Yeah,
you gonna be
soul.
crying, or you gonna be shouting, or you gonna drop your food, be like, oh Lord. Well, these powerful singers, and then my brother, he's coming. He's gonna be doing his stuff, man. Oh my God!
Give the date again.
July 13th at the View Lounge, 7 to 10. It's gonna be powerful. I'm gonna put this as like my little break because I'm doing so much in August. I'm going to Germany and everything. So
you got the passport?
Got the passport, everything.
My man.
About to get on out the country. I'll be over there with y'all in Germany. Whoever listening in Germany.
Yeah.
I'm coming over there from the 5th through the 11th with an amazing artist. Her name is Melina Moy.
Yeah.
She's from actually Minnesota, but she's lives in L.A. She's in some movies too. She's a guitarist, but she's
phenomenal.
Phenomenal. Man. Oh my gosh.
What's her name again?
Melina Moy.
Melina Moy.
Yeah,
awesome.
She's on IG as Melina Moy. But so it's this production.
Who's going to be on this show that's coming up in July?
Let me see if they on. They ain't even on here yet,
all right.
Well, I want them to
hear.
hear.
Shout out anyway.
All right. Well, we got. Well, first we're gonna have some poems by my brother James Graham and Tyrone Gaskin, who are they do the Divine Poetry.
Okay.
Which is an upcoming show that they've been doing 4 years strong, and my brother just kept getting bigger and bigger. More people just coming out, and it's awesome. So they're going to do a few through poems and stuff and sing. My brother sings, and so he's going to do some of his stuff. And then we got
John
Bishop, the Bishop, John Vaughn,
and that's a singing joke.
Wow!
Man. Oh my God!
But how that's a blessing that you got your spouse
that can sing
that will tear the place down.
Yeah, that's gonna be
Miss
phenomenal,
Joni Vaughn.
Yeah.
I've been knowing them for so long, and I'm just a kid listening to him singing with Devoted, and they used to just I'll be sitting in the stands like wow, and I go back to my little storefront, be practicing, and then seeing all my buddy. Oh man.
True story,
just to be working with them, man, is going to be awesome.
Yeah, when we had the group Chivalry, we were just starting in our early 90s. The first mentors that we had was actually Devoted and the Jenkins brothers.
Wow.
Those were our mentors. So they would invite us to their rehearsals.
Wow.
They would give us vocal lessons, harmony lessons, all of that stuff, man. So between Tony, Felton, John Vaughn, James, Reese, Earl and Carl, man, Doc.
You got that. Y'all full
Doc.
Singers, Doc.
Oh man, Doc.
That's powerful, bro.
Oh man, Doc. And they just poured into us. They ain't have to, Doc. We would sit at their rehearsals, like you said, when we was young men, late teens, and just learn from them, man. Yeah, just learn from them, man. They would give us harmonies to do, and
trying to put him in white though.
I did.
You did? Okay.
Yeah. I did. He probably driving home from somewhere.
Oh yeah,
ain't no telling. He'll get it though. We gonna share it later.
Okay.
Yo, our last video got over 10,000 views.
Huh?
Yeah, man.
Which?
Yeah, on Facebook. The one that we did with Nicole.
Wow.
And then the one that we did with Stacy. Yeah, got over 10,000 views,
powerful,
man. So
bro.
we're going to keep growing, man. That's what it's all about. Giving entrepreneurs exposure.
Yeah, definitely.
And then marketing.
Yeah,
that's key. You know
we
what I mean?
marketing, Doc.
Mm-hmm.
We in here.
So anyway,
I guess we got 8 minutes.
yeah. We about to.
We're gonna see the Ruben put up the 8-minute sign.
No, we gonna beat him.
We gonna beat him this.
They be telling me you about to be shut off in 2 minutes.
You ain't shut me off tonight, Ruben.
I
He's
wore
a
my
good
guns
guy.
out tonight. I said, you know
Yeah, he had
what?
to show off.
Yeah, show him I was headlock.
What you talking about, Willis?
What are you talking about, Willis?
My man,
Ruben on the sticks.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
Appreciate you, man. You good dude, man.
Yeah, these guns ain't for you though. You know what I mean?
I ain't want to show my guns today,
Yeah,
you know, because
You show them all the time, dog. You ain't got no choice, dog. For real.
it's your fault, man. Got me
Yeah.
doing 50 reps on each.
Everything we touch
Each on 50 reps.
50 reps.
Y'all don't want that.
Nah.
Oh, I was saying, Ahmad was there last night. And he was like, I said, yeah, you want to? He said, want to work out now? He's like, so you
We'll
can work
make
out with
you
Dre.
throw up in the gym.
He was like, man, Dre ain't got no neck. I ain't working out with him, man. I was like, come on, man.
Yeah,
the
come
50
on now.
reps will help you, bro. The 50 reps will get you.
Yeah. If you don't feel nauseous,
50
Yeah,
reps
man.
will get you right, bro.
we'll push you to the limit.
Oh,
though.
yeah.
It's just good, man. We just trying
body.
to live a long life, man.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
keep telling people I'm trying to see at least 100, man.
Right, me too, bro.
Yeah, at least 100, dog. Then when I get to 100, I might change it to the 110.
110.
Right now,
Let me
I
get
just-
to 200. I'm
Yeah. Hey, God
Still
said
do
put
it.
your order in. You know what I mean?
still doing pull-ups on the 200. Huh? Like, yeah.
I'm gonna be that old man in the gym, like, why is this wrinkled dude still doing push-ups? I ain't never gonna stop, for real.
What's up, man?
But thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you.
10,000 views. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, we gonna get 20, man.
Yeah,
30.
man.
You know what I mean?
Let's
Keep
go.
pushing, man.
Let's go.
It's already worldwide. We just got to do our part. That's
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But
So empower the people, man. That's it.
Yeah. The art of doing business. We thank you guys for tuning in to Hamilton Radio on the net, Channel 2 on the app, Urban Economics and Development podcast with your host, author, philanthropist, businessman, entrepreneur, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm
Bishop.
just trying to touch on everything. Whatever God say do, I'm doing it.
Right.
When he say go, I'm like, send me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Give me the ball, coach. You know what I mean?
Right.
But we thank you guys for tuning in. We definitely appreciate you guys. Be sure to check out my book, Everybody is a Real Estate Investor. Yes, even you, on Amazon.
Yes, sir.
We got another book coming out very soon with me and my son, Andre Williams Jr., called Plant the Seed, Grow the Dream. Yeah, I keep adding to that book, man, and it's just phenomenal. I'm going to stop when God tell me to stop and put
Right.
it on out for y'all. But you definitely keep following your dreams. Write those visions down and get your tax ID numbers, get your business registered, and link up
Infrastructure.
with people in that industry before you actually, start. But write it down first. It took me almost 3 years before I found a building for my daycare and preschool because I was learning the industry. And I'm still learning even after 16, 17 years of
That's
being
awesome,
in
man.
business. I'm still learning every single day,
That's awesome.
you know? But thank you guys again for tuning in. Rob, you got something for us?
Yeah,
man?
I'm just going out with something quick
All
so,
right.
so that I don't get shut off in the middle of my song, Ruben. We can go
Like,
to
can
the
you
next
hear
show.
it again? Nah, Doc,
Can
you
go
got
to
you.
the next show.
Clipped you, bro.
Nah, this is a great studio. I'm happy to be on with brothers, and
Yeah, man.
I just want to just share what my gift to the world, And I'm just gonna do this.
Appreciate
Yeah, appreciate you too, bro. So I'm just gonna do this quick. One of my buddies, we created this awesome he's young rapper. Was Black Collar. So
Oh, nice.
He recreated this at his studio. So give him a
Nice.
shout out. We're gonna be working
My
together too.
man, Black. We got to
Black,
bring
man.
you in, man.
We gotta bring him in here, Doc.
Love that
The
dude.
boy got some
man.
knowledge, man. He's a
Yeah.
real good kid, man. He's not a kid, but he's a good brother.
He got a kid.
He
now.
got a kid.
Grown
We got
man.
4 minutes. I'm gonna get this song really. It's gonna be quick. So.
Right.
That's it.
That's it. That was quick, Doc.
I told you I was gonna do it quick
That was
because
a
Ruben had cut me off in the middle of my song.
Yeah, that was dope though.
Nah, thanks, man.
Yeah. Oh, so he
Yeah,
produced the track.
we produced. Yeah, I
Dope.
did the bass one, and he's mastered that, man. With that,
Yeah.
he's doing his thing, man. Doing
Good,
his
man.
thing.
Good.
So,
Black Collar, man. You
Black
gotta come
Collar.
on, man.
Yeah, we gonna
Bring you on.
get
here,
him on
man.
here, man.
So shout out to the Jenkins brothers. I heard they had an
Yeah, they had an amazing show.
opening night.
Yeah, it was a good
Balance of
pack.
Love.
Yeah,
in
Balance of-
Atlantic City.
Atlantic
Who's this
City.
at? Harris.
Harris.
Awesome.
Harris
awesome.
don't. Yeah,
That's major.
yeah,
I mean, shout
Yeah.
out to you guys, man. A lot of our friends were on that show.
yeah. Big Mike,
Yeah.
Brian
I
on
saw 'em.
drums, Mike on bass,
Yeah.
Phil on keys. Yeah,
Wow.
Pup on guitar.
Oh man, you got the dream.
They had the
team.
dream team out
Yeah,
there, man.
Yeah, man.
They rocked it too. They rocked it.
Yeah,
We
I
had,
heard good things,
yeah.
man. Lot of potential to go to Broadway.
Definitely.
Yeah,
They could be
yeah.
on there. Definitely.
Vegas, a lot
Vegas,
of different,
definitely.
a lot of potential, man.
We got 1 minute, bro.
Yeah, so shout out to you guys, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man. We got to bring you guys
got-
on to talk about the
Definitely.
show.
You
man.
got to get them on there, bro. Yeah, definitely.
A lot of dreams and a lot of other people's visions are attached to just
Yes.
somebody making a decision to follow their dream.
Right.
And that's the beautiful part about it, man. But thank you guys for tuning in to Hamilton Radio. Thank you guys for tuning in to Urban Economics and Development. I am your host, Andre Williams. We will catch you next Monday, 5 to 6 p.m. Peace
Good
and
night.
blessings to
Peace and
you.
blessings.